announcements at you guys really fast. The refresh group is going to be up in the team page tonight or tomorrow. It's a Facebook group. You guys will be able to add all of your people to that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a unit for each day of the refresh to give people the resources that they'll need to go through each day, so that when they go in there, they'll know, and you can tell them ahead of time, utilize those units to go 1, 2, 3 for 1, 2, 3 each day. And then we'll have an announcement at the top that is like a set there for a water challenge. So we'll kind of create a space for everybody to be checking in there and everything. And then the other thing that we wanted to tell you was we have a team summit date in place for July 10th. So we're going to meet with our bigger team, the Difference Maker Movement, Friday night, July 10th. We're getting some really awesome speakers. We're going to do some recognition, and we're going to give you guys more details on that. But if you guys would like, we could even do a thing with just this team with Transformation Nation, maybe that Saturday, do like a workout, mimosas, team bonding. I'm just throwing out ideas, but we can talk about that if that's something that you guys want to do and want to, you know, kind of jump on and be a part of. We can do that too. Typically when we're at Summit, we spend the entire weekend together and we all like literally don't leave each other's side. It's just an awesome time to not only learn, but also bond with your teammates. And then Beachbody will also still be doing a virtual summit July, the same date. So I think it's July 16th, 17th, and 18th will be Beachbody's virtual summit. All right, let me throw it over to some recognition. Hi, Courtney. We're just going to do some recognition, then we'll get you started. Anybody have anyone they want to shout out?
I have someone I want to shout out tomorrow. I'm so excited I'll be able to officially congratulate Maggie for getting her spouse's account to start 2-star qualifying. So let me just back up. Her main account is already 2-star qualifying. She's going to be 2-star qualifying for a second time. You guys know we get bonuses for 2-star, so she's getting 2 double bonuses. So cheer on Maggie and her team as they take on this huge goal. And I think there's only one other coach in the entire team that has done this. So we need to rally behind her, and this is a full team effort. So let's go.
Thank you so much, Rach. On that note, I want to call out Amanda, who will be hitting Diamond tomorrow. I already recognized her in the team page because I was too excited that she like had it basically locked in last Friday. But guys, she's been in the business for less than 2 months and she's hitting Diamond tomorrow. Like that is badass. And so that's awesome. So I wanted to call her out. And then also Jamie, who's on the call tonight, just want to say like she has been showing up to everything. Anytime we post like an extra team call, she is on it. Anytime like the Diamond videos, she is on it. She's commenting. She is just like really showing up for her business. And every time she leaves a call, she's texting me about, you know, the action steps she's taking and what she's doing to put what she's learning into action, which is so huge. And then the last person, she will watch the recording because she lives in Germany. But Destiny just finished the Ultimate Reset. We both did the Ultimate Reset. She just finished it and she crushed it. Her results are amazing. So awesome job, Destiny. So thanks, guys.
I want to shout out Alika and Maddie. They're going into week 2 of their 1-star qual tomorrow. And then Tara, I believe, is a new coach. She's on here. She's Sierra's new coach. I don't know if Sierra made it on yet or not. She just got started, I think, literally yesterday. Anybody else have anybody else they want to show some love to?
I want to shout out Jessica Carrier because even though she did
Diamond Dash girls, you guys are crushing it. You guys are crushing it.
Can you hear me?
You cut out, but keep going.
Can you hear me now?
Did she cut out for you guys too? Yes. love on her in the comments. All right, guys. I am going to go ahead and get Courtney introduced. If you guys have anybody else that you want to shout out, put them, shoot them in the comments. We'll love on them there. But so we have a special guest tonight. Courtney, thank you so much for coming over here after you shout some people out on your team call. She leads Team Hyperdrive. She is a full-time psych student. She is married and a cat mama, a 2-star diamond 2020 premier coach, a Success Club 5 all-star legend. For any of you who don't know what that is, we'll be recognizing people like crazy for that at Summit. So when you hit Success Club for 12 months consecutively, Success Club 5, and then legend is 24 months in a row. So that's incredible consistency and commitment and discipline. I know that's one of like all of our like favorite things to be recognized, because those are all lives being changed. And we kind of connected in a 2 to 4-star diamond little group chat that we're in. And she just came to me and was like, I would love to share about going through a really hard year and how I've turned that into something really incredible. Because I believe we're in a 5-star call right now, Courtney. Yes, that's awesome. So she just got shouted out in the group chat like last Thursday. I was like, oh wait, what? This girl on our team call. So we can't wait to hear from you. So just take it away.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here. I am a super like feel the crowd type of person, so I love like any feedback. I'll like look at the chat periodically throughout, because I am a little bit of a squirrel, so if I look at the chat the whole time, it'll totally distract me. But if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to ask or put them in the chat. Okay, awesome. So I am going to speak on a topic tonight that's really near and dear to my heart, mostly because last year was probably one of the toughest years of my life when it comes to my health. And I have been a coach for a while, for years. And before last year, I kind of like was able to kind of sort of do things, right? And kind of sort of get it results. But I felt like last year really challenged me to dig in a lot of ways. So I'm going to share my screen and talk to you guys about the muscle of resiliency. Let me see if I can, let me present really well. Actually, I'm going to keep it like this because I like being able to see your faces. I don't like it when it goes away. All right. So knowing that your story sticks and that it speaks. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, because I know I'm kind of like a stranger and y'all don't know me. So I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome 3 years ago. It literally turned my world upside down, and I hid it for a very long time. It was something that I didn't really want to talk about. And I was able to kind of manage with things that really didn't serve me, like medications and things like that. And last year I made this really big, scary decision to come off all medication and focus on really healing my body and giving it what it needed. So last July, I launched Morning Meltdown after being in the test group and decided, hey, let's just see what happens. And the struggle was real. I ended up working with a functional medicine doctor starting in September, and was diagnosed with not only hormones in like premenopausal range, but also late stage 1 adrenal fatigue. So what that means is I was exhausted all of the time. It didn't matter how much caffeine I drank. It really didn't matter if I had dance parties or, was able to sleep 10 hours. I was exhausted all the time, but I still showed up. And the reason that I showed up is because I knew that this had to be for something. And I knew that when I showed up, I was helping other people through my story. And I used my story to draw people to me that were just like me. Even if they weren't going through like health things, they were going through other things in their lives. Maybe they were going through, relationship difficulties or moving or struggling with something else. And I really just shared my story to help me get through hard times. Because the reality was, if I just sat around and said, why me? Why now? Why this pandemic? Why does this have to happen? Why do I have to do, you know, right now, why do I have to do classes online? There's so many changes that are happening right now. So I could sit around and say, why me? Why now? But I decided to say, okay, how can I use this to give and to serve? Because I'm not the only person who struggled with this in my life, right? So that is really where I started, and how I just constantly built that muscle of resiliency. And I'm going to talk about this. So this can't be for nothing. So think about something that you're going through. It doesn't have to be something huge, right? I think a lot of times when we talk about sharing our story on social media, people think they have to have like this huge thing that happens to them for them to connect with someone. But you can share your everyday life, and the fact that, you know, your kids are running around crazy, or that your job has changed and now you're working from home, that right there can connect with someone else. So if you're going through really tough stuff, know that the first place that you can start is gratitude. So I'm going to resume telling my story because I'm going to kind of tell it through these slides. I had gotten to the point of where my symptoms were so bad that I was having panic attacks, and I'd never had panic attacks in my entire life. I actually ended up going, I'll never forget, my husband was out of town, and if you've ever had a panic attack or an anxiety attack or know someone that has, it literally feels like you're having a heart attack. Like, it really does. And so I, in that moment, walked into a hospital in the ER thinking that I was never going to leave. And that is the paralysis of anxiety and fear. It like took me up thinking about it. But when I came out of there, I literally told myself, like I know my hormones are wonky. I know I have anxiety, but like, I'm going to wake up every morning and have more gratitude because I am here. And gratitude is proven to literally change the chemistry of your brain. So having gratitude is more than words. If you're going through something tough and you need something to pour into your heart, don't just write the words down. Don't just say the things out loud. Truly think about them and what they mean to you. What are you grateful for? I know like people on my team have gratitude journals, and I do too. We can get like such in this habitual pattern of just writing it down just to check it off the box. I check the box, but you need to be grateful every single day, and that will change your mindset. And that's a tool that you can put in your toolbox. Just the small things. It's something too you can pass along to your challengers and your clients, helping them right now because they're going through this as well. And know what your purpose is. You know, no matter how many times, even right now, I share things about my journey and people still respond. Like today, people will see your story a bazillion times, but they will never get sick of it. I think a lot of times we're like, oh, we shared our story once and we're done. But you have to keep showing up. People want to hear your story. If you have not read Stories That Stick, it's a great book. She was going to speak at Summit. It's so good. But it talks about like how your story is your business. And I know we hear that all the time, but your story, the good and the bad, is your business and it is your life. So we can't show up on social media trying to pretend that everything is like unicorns and rainbows when it's not. And that's where you find your people. Everyone, guys, like the accolades are great, right? Like, oh, 2-star, premier, all those things are great. But like, I found my tribe in the middle of the hardest time of my life. If I wouldn't have shown up, they would not be here. We would not be in 5-star qualification. I would not have some of my best friends if I would have said, you know what, this is too hard. I'm only paying $15 a month, so I'm just going to quit, or I'm just going to disappear, and I'll just be back when things are easier. And, you know, people say, like, draw the line in the sand. I just drew the line in the sand, and I stopped saying I'm just. And I got real with myself. You're not just a mom. You're not just a student. You're not just a psychologist. You're not just a coach. That is who you are. That's what makes you you, and that's special and that's important. And whether you are, like this morning, I finished my workout. I'm literally having a really hard day fatigue-wise, but guess what? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna cry for like 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna get my butt up and I'm gonna go on with my day. And like, it's okay to feel. It's okay to realize that, you know, okay, I need a minute to gather myself. And then you just go along. And you know what you can do? You don't have to video yourself crying. But later I was like, you know what, guys, I'm having a really tough day. And like, you know, this is what I did. And this is how I'm moving on. And in that moment, you're teaching other people to forgive themselves, to have grace, to be human. You know, you're teaching them so much more than just, here's my workout, here's a move. There's so many life lessons that you can pass on to people while you're figuring them out yourself. So the next thing is forgive yourself and give yourself grace. Like, you are not perfect. And I always tell my coaches when they come to me and they're like, oh, I just like, you know, my day is so busy and like, you know, I didn't eat good yesterday and I have this going on. And like, I'm just not that coach. Like, I'm not that typical coach. And I was like, are people going to connect to the real life you or the perfect you? Because no one's perfect. No one is going to connect to that. If you show up on there and you're like, oh, things are great, and then off of your stories and your posts, you're having a crappy day and you're not sharing the mistakes that you make, people are going to think that what you're doing is unattainable for them, and you're not going to attract coaches that way. People are going to come into this business and they're not going to understand that it's hard, because it is hard. Like, we're showing up for ourselves and other people, and we're having to learn how to cope with everything. So have gratitude, know your purpose, keep it real with yourself, and be thankful for who you are. You're not just something, you are that person, and give yourself some grace and just be really intentional. Like, give this season a purpose, make this time meaningful. I have like this saying now too. I'm like, be the freaking flashlight in the scroll of doom. There is a scroll of doom, guys. Scroll of doom right now. Be a flashlight, be a light, stand out. You have the opportunity to do that. Okay. So, and hopefully those are typos. I tried to copy paste. These are quotes from coaches on my team that signed up with me between July of last year and the beginning of this year. And I asked them, I said, in the middle of everything that I was going through, why did you sign up with me? And when I read through these, I saw things like vulnerability, sharing the not so, I'm gonna hold it together, sharing the not so gorgeous parts of your life. You can read them. It's hard for me to read them out loud. Sorry. Because they saw things in me that I didn't see in myself. So keep that in the back of your mind. Because the people that you show up for right now, the people that are watching you right now, are going to believe in themselves so that they can do this too. I have so many people on my team that have Crohn's or have the same diagnosis that I do. And they are here because they didn't look at someone. I didn't show up as someone who just acted like it was easy. I showed up as someone who acted like it was real and showed what my true journey was. So on days when they're struggling, they believe in themselves. So don't be afraid to share that, okay? Whew, gonna get together. All right. So You want to assess your struggle and the process, okay? While you're going through this, there's just some questions to ask yourself. What is tough for you? Okay? What are you not showing on social media and why? Okay, so what's tough? Are you hiding certain parts of your life because you're of fear, of judgment, of shame? What do those things look like? And how can you work through them? Okay, you don't have to share everything on social media. There are some things that you just don't share. Okay, like we're not, you know what I mean? Like there are just some things that are your family business that you don't put out there. But are there certain things that you should be sharing that aren't there? And why is that? What do your followers respond to? And have you tried showing up live so they can hear your words, they can see your face, they can watch the affect? How can you show up for them and give them tips as you go along? For me, I know that my followers really, really respond to me giving them updates of what's going on. Like whenever like today I actually had to get lab work done today. So whenever I get lab work done, whenever I have a victory, whenever things like that happen, I post that because they respond really well and that's what they want to see. Okay. So what do your people want to see? I don't know if we have any like postpartum moms on here, but I know some of my team too is postpartum, and like just sharing that journey, because there's so many things that y'all people don't talk about, like the the postpartum and the pregnancy, the things that you just don't hear people talk about, like wearing diapers home. Like no one talks about that part of pregnancy, right? So like what are some things that your followers respond to well when you share them? Because that is knowledge that like I'm gonna want to have. Like I need to know what to expect and be prepared. And how are you going to show up so that the people that are watching you will be your next challenger or your next coach? I think too, and I'll talk about this in a second, is like knowing that you don't have to do everything, but narrowing down what really is important. You know, if you have a bad day, like what is your list of like non-negotiables that you need to do when, you know, the day just doesn't go the way that you planned? Okay. And what are you doing right that sets an example? If your team did what you're doing, would they be healthier? Would they be successful? If they do on their worst day what you do on your worst day, are they still going to move their business forward? It's not about, you know, it's not about checking all the boxes. And we're human beings. We're going to have loss. We're going to have things change in our lives. And we just so happen to be running a business that requires us to be able to show up for other people. So, you know, what are you defining what it looks like to just be there even if the day isn't the best? Okay. All right. So how I've built my trust and discipline muscle. Not only trust with myself and that I'm going to show up, but trust from other people. People need to trust you to sign up with you. If they don't trust you, they're not going to follow you. They're not going to sign up with you. That's just the way it is. You need to share your story every day and do it in different ways. So this is actually a picture that I took, or my husband took when actually my first time I ever gave blood. I had to give 13 tubes of blood because we had no idea what was going on with me. And it was exhausting. And he was like, "Where do you want to go?" And I said First Watch because I'm obsessed with First Watch. If you don't have it where you are, it's like a brunch place and it's amazing. And he took this picture of me, and I still have like the gauze on my arm from where I got blood taken. And I actually redid this photo with today side by side to show the progress that I had made and talk about that mental transformation and my, you know, how I was feeling. It doesn't have to be you flexing your bicep or showing your abs for you to show a transformation and share your story. It can be anything that relates to you. Okay. I think about this too with, I think about pregnancy, because I'm 30, so I have a lot of friends who are having kids, and you don't have to have like a 3-month in, 9 months in, 9 months out photo to show how you're progressing postpartum. You can show like, hey, I did my hair today, and like I feel like a freaking champ, and I got to brush my teeth, and my kids took a nap on time. And I'm just really thankful that I still got my workout in, because I didn't have to rally them all up in the car when we could go places and take them with me to the gym and put them in childcare. So like, that's a transformation in itself, going from like being able to live your lifestyle now, even with a pandemic going on, and take care of you. So share that. I think here too, like relationships, sharing like things that have helped build your relationships with your family and your friends. I know that can be tough too. Like family is not always an easy topic, or, a positive topic for people. So even if you don't name names, you can say like, these are some things that have helped me get through some tough relationships. And like I said, make your lifeline/survival list. What are the things that I have to do every single day, even if I feel like doing nothing? Okay. So my survival list was this: I have to get up. I have to work out. Working out is mental health for me. It's physical health for me. I'm a coach. I got to do it. Whether it's yoga or whether it's a HIIT workout, I got to do it regardless. I have to be on social media in some fashion, whether it's a post, whether it's stories. I need to be present. Number 3, I need to be with my team. I need to make sure that I'm with my team and I'm checking into my groups so that I can be there for team/clients, right? That was another 3. I have to invite, because my business does not move forward if I don't invite. And I need to keep my nutrition in check. That was my 5. Because I knew that if I did those 5 things, I was taking care of the people that I already had, and I was being able to expand. Now I was showing up people that were watching me, and I was being able to invite others. And it didn't mean that I was sending like 20 invites. Like, I just needed to invite at least like one person. Like, you need to invite someone today, even if you're laying on the couch right now. And that was my non-negotiable. So if it makes you feel better to write that down, have it. Have it as like your it's like your first aid kit. Today is rough, but while I'm on the toilet, I'm going to do a post, or you know what I mean? Like while I'm doing the dishes, I'm going to listen to PD. I always did PD in the car on the way to work and back. Like that was something that I always did. Now I just do it when I do chores. Keep it simple and make it something that you can actually accomplish so you don't feel further like crap. Okay? Yes, exactly. Agreed. And evaluate and restruct the PD that you are doing. I know you guys hear this all the time, and the reason you hear it is because PD is everything. I was hard-headed, and for 6 months of my business, I didn't think I needed PD. I was very wrong. The more personal development I do, the more my business grows. And I can tell when I slack on it because I feel myself get in my head. Anybody else? So when I was going through all of this, I started reading T is for Transformation by Shaun T. And the reason I did is because his story is the ultimate story of resiliency. And I don't know if you guys know about his story or have read it, but he literally, if there's, you name it, he's been through it and he's overcame it. And he is literally thriving in life right now. Everything from like, he was sexually abused as a child. He the first time he went to Carl and pitched a video, they were like, nah, I don't think that's going to work. Like, and then he came up with Insanity because all his friends went in there with him and helped him launch this program. Then he went through rounds and rounds and rounds of trying to have twins. How many surrogates did he have? I don't know, like 5. It was so many. And he didn't give up. Like, so when I was like, you know what? That's what I need to read. And that's what I read, because it was like teaching me through his story, just like we're doing for our viewers. And I got on Audible and I listened to it every single day. I would repeat stuff even. Know what you need, guys. Know what you need in the season of your life. Everyone might be reading Girl Wash Your Face, but you might not need that right now. You might need something else. You might be in the season of trying to, like, I don't know, retire, go home from your job, be a stay-at-home mom, or retire your husband, or something like that. Maybe you lost your job and you're trying to replace that income and you need to learn consistency in your business. Maybe you need something like Atomic Habits or the 10X Effect. Know what you need and don't just read the latest and greatest thing because someone said it was good. Okay? That is what's going to help you build the discipline that you need, because you're going to see what other people are doing and you're going to be able to learn from that. All right, let me check the chat real quick. It's so good. It's such a good book. All right. And this is part of my team and I love them. Okay, so let's do some reps. And this is an activity. You can do it rhetorically or you can put it in the chat. So think about, is your personal development currently serving you in the season that you're in? And if not, what do you need? And I don't know about you guys, but a lot of my PD, that's like where when I hear something or read something, I immediately am like, oh my gosh, like I need to like get that in my phone real quick because I want to share that and relate it to my life and post that to help other people. So think about that. What is one thing you can share more about on your social media? What is something that maybe you are hiding or preventing yourself from showing? I know that initially when I was diagnosed, I had a really hard time sharing because I felt a lot of shame and I felt like people wouldn't trust me for some reason to help them be healthier. This is the reality. I thought that people wouldn't trust me because I had been doing all the right things and I still felt like crap, right? That was fear talking. So like, what is fear saying to you? And what is it preventing you from sharing or being more open about, even in your groups too, right? Even in your community. So think about that. I'm reading this chat. Yes, I have seen that one about great leaders ask great questions. I'm really curious about that one. Anybody else want to share PD they're doing and why? Awesome. I love Kevin Hart. I did not know this was a thing. You guys are enlightening me. I love Kevin Hart. Built to Last is so good. The flipping the cup analogy is my favorite. Cool. So going into the next question about, are you resisting or have blocked energy? I don't know if you guys have ever felt the funk. Everybody felt like you're in a funk before? Maybe a little bit? Okay. So I started at the beginning of March. I came out of NLC and I was in a funk. I honestly thought that no one would ever sign up with me and that I sucked. And I was really transferring that over to my conversations. And when it gets in your head and you let it feed, it is very hard to kick out. So what I decided to do was I was like, all right, I'm going to switch gears with PD. What do I need to do? So I started reading. It might be in the other room. It is Super Attractor by Gabriella Bernstein. And it literally talks about your energy and how to flip your mindset and belief, and did guided meditations with her all of March and got out of the funk. Okay. If you're someone who's affected by other people's energy and like social media, get the heck out of the feed, guys. Like, only go there to work and don't sit there and scroll, because let's just call out the elephant in the room. Social media like is a mess right now. It's a hot mess if you're on Facebook. And I really, really, really encourage you to protect your energy. So when you're on there, you're on there working, and you're looking for people who are lights, right? You're not trying to get wrapped up in like the 57 comment threads of, oh my gosh, are you doing this or are you doing that? Protect your energy and take time for yourself, because you have a business to run. You have people to help. And if you don't fill your cup and keep your cup full, there is no way you're going to be ready to have conversations and help people get to what their goals are and give them a solution. So that is something that I realized is like, I've got to flip this. And I've got to make this better. And honestly, when a lot of things happen in life, like, I mean, I went from like being in schools, in 4 different schools, to working at home and having to navigate all this stuff. It was horrible. We had a lot of canceled trips, right? If you were going on the Success Club trip and Summit, it's a lot. So know what you need to get your mind right. If that's going out for a walk, if that's reading more personal development, if that's taking more time to do something that you usually don't spend that much time in, do that. Do that. Yes, setting boundaries. You've got to protect your time and you've got to protect your energy. That is how you will be in this business for the long haul. And things will affect you, but they won't take you out of the game. It'll affect you and you'll be like, oh, okay, well, that was rough. But then you'll be able to just go. You know what I mean? Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a huge reason people burn out. It's not the business. It's the scroll and being unproductive and not using time wisely. Agreed. What part of your coach's story did you connect with, and why did you sign up? Anytime that I want to attract more coaches, or I feel like maybe I'm not getting the people that I want, or maybe like I'm not hitting the goals that I want, I ask myself this question, like, why did I sign up? And am I showing that to others? Am I giving them a sneak peek into like my groups? Am I showing them community? You know, am I showing them that they can do this? Am I being that person for them? That's the question that I'll ask. I make sure I do like a mental check. Yes, Super Attractor. There's also her first book is called The Universe Has Your Back, and it's about turning fear into faith. That book is awesome. I read it in a weekend. I could not put it down. It's a great book. She does a lot of good stuff with mindset. I do recommend doing that first. I think doing The Universe Has Your Back first will be a good baseline, and then getting into Super Attractor. She does reference some of the stuff in Universe Has Your Back in Super Attractor that was from The Universe Has Your Back. But she's also someone of resiliency, and she has been through a lot. She's been through a lot with fertility. So her story, she was a recovering addict. So I think too, like, that's something that I'm drawn to, because like hearing people overcome hard things, even when I'm reading books, shows me that I can do that. So if that's something that you're going through right now, maybe that's something that you put on your list to read. Both of those. So Universe Has Your Back first, then Super Attractor. And she talks about her story in both. But yeah, I would do the Universe Has Your Back first. I'll type it in here. But yeah, that's all I have. Is there any questions you guys have?
Thank you,
And I will
Courtney.
answer anything.
Y'all want to ask some questions?
I can ask a question.
Go, Nat. Yeah.
Okay, so congrats on your 5-star qual. Can you talk to us about your leadership involvement with that? You know, how do you communicate to your team your goals? How are you rallying them? What does it look like? Things like that.
Yeah. So we talk all the time in a chat. We have a group chat for our team. But really it's been about just like common effort and vision. So you'll hear like every top coach tell you this, and it's because it's true. Having your team know your vision and why this matters, and then everyone rallying behind that vision. So when we, in January of this year, everybody in our team went live that wanted to be a leader, and they talked about what their goal was. And from that, we had a call together. We talked about how we're going to be elite this year and how that's something that means a lot to us, because that means that we're helping a lot of humans and we're all growing as leaders in the process. So I would say talk about vision with your team, find out what they need and what that actually means, because yes, rank is great and the accolades are great, but like if you don't have the meaning behind it, then people don't know what they're working toward. So really rallying your team in that way has been huge. And momentum, like if you can build momentum, we've been doing like super simple group where we made everybody a cool little diamond outline and we cheer each other on, and just the momentum of people checking in. I mean, we literally went from 2-star to 5-star in 6 weeks. Like it has been insane. I don't even think I believe that it's real right now, but I think it's because we just all went for it at the same time. So that's what I would do. I would talk to your girls and understand what they need. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, girl. Anybody else want to ask anything? Courtney, would you say you have like anything specific that you kind of just like, you did a really good job kind of breaking down how to use kind of those struggles and turn them into strengths? So how would you empower like a brand new coach to just jump right in and be completely fearless and just run? Because it seems like that's kind of what your team has done. I know there's a lot of new coaches on here right now, so just seeing like it's so possible. Like Maggie was just talking about her new coach, and I think sometimes we get stuck in like we're paralyzed and we just can't put one foot in front of the other. So what is like something that maybe you think you have shared with your team that's been really effective for that quick growth?
I've honestly just told them to act like they're already there, because confidence is everything. So when you're having conversations, just act like you're already that diamond coach, act like you're already that 2-star coach. And that is truly the most fulfilling part of this business, is watching other people, like your coaches, like become confident and grow. Yeah. And oh my God, it's the best. So like if you can get them to just step out and just own it already. Like nobody knows what a coach is, or an emerald coach or a diamond coach. They don't know. They just know if you're confident and you believe in what you do. So I literally have a sticky note on my desk that says own. You can see it. It says own what you do. And I look at it all the time, because anytime someone, like, you're going to have people that are going to throw shade, but like you're doing a job that's important. So just show up and believe in that in every conversation. And people are going to pick up on that so well. They're going to know if you're in this or not.
I love that. All in. Like, just believe it before you're there. Go ahead, Nat.
Courtney, how long have you been a coach?
I've been a coach for almost 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Same.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you to go back to the beginning? Like, we have a lot of new coaches on the call. Like,
Yeah.
what did those first 3-4 months look like for you? Did you create non-negotiables? How long did it take you to get to Diamond? What was your motivation?
Yeah. So my story is really interesting, and I'm just going to be real. So I was a success starter. I ran out the gate, hit Success Club, helped 3 people a month for the first 3 months. And then I was so inconsistent in my business because I didn't do things consistently. I was the person that would wait till the end of the month and try to hit Success Club. And I wasn't doing PD consistently. Like, honestly, that was like the first 2 years of my business. And I kick myself for that because I think about, like, if I was doing what I do right now, then, like, oh my gosh, like, where could I be, right? So consistency, even as a brand new coach, don't wait till the last day of the month to work like you want to hit Success Club. Do it on the first day of the month. Okay. And keep going. Like, if it's the 5th of the month and you've hit Success Club, you don't get to just stop working for the rest of the month either. Like, it's really that compound effect. And another, like, really just truthful thing is, for so long, I was blaming not having an upline to guide me. And it was like, this is your business. You are responsible for making what you want out of it and learning as you go. And the moment that I decided, and that was the decision, I was like, you know what? I don't have someone doing this that, like, give me resources, but I'm going to figure it out. And I literally trained myself on YouTube. Like, I listened to top coaches on YouTube and learned how to do this. And I created my own team page and I just ran with it. Like, just be like, I'm a business owner and I have to act like it from day one. That's just, I think that's the switch that has to happen if you want to be consistent and you want to grow from there.
I love that story. And it's such a testimony because I know I personally work with a couple coaches on my team who have been coaches for years and aren't where they want to be. And it's like, to me, that's just a reminder that it's never too late to just, like, go for it and go after your dreams. Like, just because you're 5 years in, you could have thrown the towel over those first couple years and you didn't. And because you had that staying power and because you stuck it out, you're seeing massive success because, I mean, I'm sure you've grown through this journey as well. Your trials have created this new consistency and drive, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's just, it's just like you said, it's a decision. And it's a hard decision because you have to be real with yourself. It's never too late. I went to school I'm gonna insert income disclaimer here. I went to school for 7 years to be a school psychologist. You know how many board exams I've had to take, how much money I've spent? And I've spent 2.5 years just going all in on this business. And I'm about to match my freaking income this month. Like, come on, like, it's worth it. Like, people go to school forever to make a salary. Okay, I'm going to get on my soapbox. To make a salary that is not worth what they just did and to not get appreciated and to not get raises. I don't even have a contract right now. Like, I work in the school system. They have not given me a contract. But guess what? I can show up to my business every day and work from my freaking phone and pay my bills. Like, that is a gift if I have ever seen one. I cannot imagine right now my level of anxiety and how I would feel not having a contract in my hand, knowing that I'm going to get paid. Like, my contract ends June 8th. So in like 2 weeks, I might not have a job, but I have this. And this is going to keep me from freaking out over whether we can get groceries or not. So and that, like you said, like, it's never too late. You just never know what's going to be thrown at you. And this can be something that keeps you from feeling like you are helpless. Like, you have the opportunity to take charge in something and determine what it's going to do for you instead of someone else determining how your bills get paid. That's real life right now.
Mic drop. Danielle just said mic drop.
Yeah.
Courtney, thank you so, and it is such a good perspective to see that, like really, I think it clicks for everybody at a different time. But
Yeah.
what you said about you just never know what's going to happen. None of us could have ever expected a global pandemic. And I know so many of us on this call, I see heads going like this, are sitting here. No matter where you are in this business, you're grateful for this business for some reason. It might not be income. It might be community. It might be that you have tools in your toolbox that are keeping you from going insane right now. And all of that matters. You know what I mean? Like all of it matters. It's such a gift. Whew. Okay. Sorry we got started a little late tonight, guys. We had a link issue. But if you guys don't have any other questions or anything, Courtney, thank you so much. This was so good for, I feel like, all spectrums of coaches in the business, and we all took so much away from it. So thank you so much. I can't wait to talk to your team next week. And we'll be cheering you guys on for your 5-star qual. That's incredible. That's incredible. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Nat's we're going to do a month overview call, get a plan in place for June. And so we'll see you then. Thanks, Courtney. Bye, guys.
Bye.